Good morning. There was a problem at the Bridge Club last night, and I got an email at midnight saying, could I help fix the results because they hadn't been published. So I thought I'd do a video to show exactly what I did to fix the problem. It's going to be a technical video, quite a complicated video, but I'll go through all the steps and hopefully you'll see what I've done. Now, our IT infrastructure of the club is basically uses Google Drive as a shared drive so that people can access it at the club and a certain number of privileged people can access it from home. So this is not generally available, but we've made it available to certain individuals, of which I'm one. So I'm on the shared drive now, uh, and I'm in the area where EBUScore ClubPairs data is stored. The EBU software is not installed in the standard locations. We make it specific so that it uses the shared drive, which means that I can access these things from home while the club computer is happily staying at the club, locked in the cabinet. Now, to do this change, I'm going to pull data from the club computer or the shared drive. I'm going to work on it on my own computer, and only at the very end will I update the club computer. So until the very end, and I'm happy with everything, nothing changes on the club computer. Everything happens on my computer. And you'll see the difference. Everything happens on the club computer is on this window which says Google Drive or Drive, and everything that happens on my computer will generally be using Windows Explorer. So we go into ClubPairs, and these are the files that I want to download to my computer. So I'm going to select the first one. I'm going to go down to the bottom one, and pressing the Shift key, I'm going to select them all. And then I'm going to download all of those files. So this downloads all the files for ClubPairs on the club computer, and it's finished now because it's just download ready. So I'm going to close this window. I'm going to bring up the downloads window. There we are. And here we can see the file downloaded this morning, and it's drive download and it's a zip file. And I'm going to copy that. So I'm doing a Control C, and then I'm going to go to the ClubPairs installation on my own computer. And I'm going to do a Control V and paste in the zip file. And now I'm going to extract that and extract all the files into a weirdly named folder, which as you can see is drive download blah. And these are all the files that were on the shared drive on the club computer. So now I'm going to start ClubPairs. In administration, I'm now going to go to file locations and change the data files folder. And you can see I've done this a few times before because things exist. There's the drive download. I happen to know this is the one that I've just downloaded, so I'll say OK. And I'll go back, OK, and then I'll look at the pairs events. And last night's events was Grindon 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at the reports and look at the rankings and see if everything looks okay. And these are the rankings, and we can see that there's something strange. Players have played a different number of boards. There's a pair with no names. Now, I was told that one of the things they did was there was a half table last night, but they forgot to specify where the half table was. So what they entered in was they put 50%, an average, for all of the times players played this. This isn't the right way to do it. It caused a problem when they tried to upload it because it said pair 3 has no names. So we need to address that. And we also need to address the problem of these only receiving 103 of the 105 scores. So what I'm going to do now is download the Bridgemate database. So this was running on the club computer. So I need to go back to the club data score, ClubPairs. So EBUScore data. Where I need to go now is the databases and actually the deal file. So let me go to EBUScore software, go to ClubPairs. Databases is where the files are all put. Now, if we look, we return, this is event 46. So if we look for an event 46 down here, we'll probably find a BWS file. So there we are, September the 25th. So we're going to click on that and we're going to download that. Actually, it would help if we clicked on the download button. So we'll download that. So that doesn't take very long because Bridgemate databases are not very big. So that'll be in my downloads file. And there we see event 46. So what I can do now is I'm going to do Control C again to copy this. I'm going to go to the ClubPairs folder and put it in the databases folder. So what that does is when I go into Bridgemate scoring, so we can see a couple of things here, a couple of boards expected, 13 received. So I'm going to create the database for the Bridgemate on my own computer. And it says it already exists. So we're going to resume. So if I started a new one, it would delete the database. So we're going to resume. And then what we're going to do is read all the results. It means that anything that the director changed on the night manually and didn't write back to the Bridgemate will be lost. But that's a small price to pay for initially getting all of the results. So there are also some suspicious scores, so I need to look at those. So first of all, I'm going to return and find out which PBM, which hand records we used. And if we import deal, we can see that they imported the red set that was created on the 4th of September. So I need to go and find that now. So I go back to the Google Drive, and it will be in deals, and there'll be a 4th of September red set. So I'll download that, and that'll now be in my downloads directory. I shall copy this, and I'll go back to the ClubPairs software and put this into deals. So now when I go back to my event, I can select the deal. What I'm doing now, I'm going to reload this particular file in because it hasn't been loaded in on my computer and on my version of ClubPairs. The information is there, but it's never actually read it. So we're going to read in again the red deal. And we can say OK. OK. And now we can go to Bridgemate scoring and look at those suspicious scores. So on board 4, north, south, and east, west were both in. So what I'm going to do is bring up board 4. So you see, well, it's certainly possible that they were both in spades. So let's return. We'll go to enter scores. We'll go to board 4. And we'll see that west was in spades and 2 norths were in spades. And what I tend to do is just look at the lead. And is the lead consistent? I mean, it's perfectly possible that both were in spades. So we look at the ace of clubs lead would be the lead if West was in two spades, and the Queen of Diamonds would be the lead if North was in two spades. So I think that's a perfectly valid problem. We go back to Bridgemate scoring on board 7. East West are both in diamonds and in spades, which seems a little strange. So let's go to enter scores. We'll look at board 7. We'll also have a look at board 7 from the hand records. Now we can see obviously the diamonds. I mean, again, it's perfectly valid that both people could be in it. So we'll look at board 7, 3 diamonds by East on the 2 of spades. Well, South has the 2 of spades, so that's probably okay. 2 spades by North on the Ace of Hearts lead. 2 spades, East has the Ace of Hearts, that looks okay. 2 diamonds by South on the Heart 2. Well, West has the Heart 2, that looks fine too. And then 3 spades by West on the Heart Ace. Ooh, that looks slightly strange because North doesn't have the Heart Ace. So I think that is a valid error. And actually, I checked with the players and they agree. So I'm going to change this to 3 spades -1 by North on the lead of the Ace of Hearts. And that looks much better. Okay, so we can now return. Now, I said that we'd failed to say there was a missing pair. Now, if we cancel this and go back, if we look at the scores, we can see it's pair 3. If I step through these, that's not there. So they're the pair that are never there. They didn't play these boards. So it's always pair 3 there is a pass. So what we're going to do is change the movement and say pair 3 is not there. Now, they could have done this at the club last night. And it's just when you say OK, warding previous results retained if possible, and you say yes to that. So hopefully, when I go to reports, print ranks, we now see people have played the right number of boards. The difference, because pair 3 wasn't there, people gave them 50%, and this is incorrect. They were never scheduled to play those boards, so they should be marked as not played. So some pairs have played 18 boards because they sat out, 2 pairs did not sit out. We can also see that there's no pair now without any names. That's because they never existed. And we've received all of the scores that we expected to receive, which are a smaller number than originally because there's no pair 3. So that all looks fine. And we're going to return now. And we're going to go to the internet functions and we're going to create the XML file that will be used to upload the results to Pianola. So I click on Create SBU Mempad. It creates a new file. On my computer, let's go and find it. It goes onto the desktop into MP files. And we see here a newly created XML file, which we can look at if we want. As we can see, it also has the hand records in it, and that's going to be important. We'll see why in a moment. So I think I've done everything on my computer now, and now I can upload this to Pianola. So if I go to Pianola, log into the admin area, and go to results, you'll see I've actually already done this. But what I did do is I went to upload the result. I chose the XML file. I said apply handicap because this is a handicapped competition. But note I didn't choose a PBN file because the hands are already in this XML file because we imported the deal. So you don't need to worry about the separate PBN file. And then you just click on Upload Results. As I did this over breakfast, I won't upload them again because that'll confuse people, sending them a new email message. But that's all that had to be done on my computer. And now what we have to do is to send the files that I've changed on my computer back to the club computer. Now everything that's changed is in this file. So this is my file location with all the data files. So I haven't changed the deal file. I haven't changed the Bridgemate database, but I have changed the ClubPairs files. So what I'm going to do is come out of this completely, just in case there's any synchronization problems. But nothing's changed, so I don't think any dates or times will have changed on this. I'll do a Control R. No, nothing's changed. So now I'm going to upload the files that I know have been changed. And we can see that this file, cpversion.txt, has the original upload time. The members file hasn't changed, so it's just the other files that need to be sent up. So we'll go to ClubPairs. We'll go to the data file on our implementation, so that's an EBUScore data, ClubPairs, and I need to update all of those files that have a modified date of the 25th of September, which is yesterday. Now, if I just uploaded new files, it would create it would create a new file with a new name, with a version number on it. So what I need to do is select the file I want to upload, which is CPS boards. Go to File Information and Manage Versions. And I want to upload a new version of this file, the one that's on my computer. So that's not the right one because that's the wrong date. It was this file. So this was modified today at 10:19. CPS boards, I want to open and upload a new version of that. So this is loading up a new version to the cloud, a new version to the shared drive, a new version to the club computer. So we want CPS contracts as well. File information manage. I want a new version of CPS contracts because that has definitely changed because I changed actually one of the scores. And we want a new CPS events file. So when they go into the computer next week, they'll turn the computer on. I don't need a new members file. The names file needs to be updated. They'll turn on the computer, and as it starts up, it will synchronize the computer file with all the new files that I've just uploaded. So that'll take like a minute or so, and then the version of ClubPairs on the version of ClubPairs on the computer will match mine. So all the changes that I've made, sections, all the new versions of the files I made will be updated and everybody will be in sync again. And I think that's all I need to do. So that's a May. I don't need to do the members file. And that's it. I'm done. So hopefully this hasn't been too long and it's shown you how to recover from a problem at the club.